Hey everyone, this is Kyle Burbank from Laughing Place, and you're watching Laughing Place on Location. Today we're going to be exploring CES, the Consumer Electronics Show 2025, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So let's see everything that this thing has to offer. Our first stop today is going to be a keynote from Delta Airlines, who are doing their presentation in the now world-famous Las Vegas Sphere. In addition to the keynote, there's also going to be a concert from Lenny Kravitz, so it should be a pretty interesting time. And since this is such a big event, you actually need to get tickets ahead of time, which I did this morning by waiting in an hour-long queue, so I am so ready to go. So let's make our way over to the Sphere and see what my personal favorite domestic airline has in store for us.
Our Delta story began a century ago, near the dawn of commercial flight. It's a story of how unparalleled innovation, technological advancements, and fearless thinking changed the world. Well, most of all, it's a story of what can be accomplished when you always put your values front and center. I've always been an optimist. When you work in the airline business, you have to be. But even for me, sometimes it can be hard to be optimistic about the future when you see the challenges that we face today. How are we going to solve them? Is it even possible? Well, once the idea of a person soaring through the clouds seemed equally impossible. And as those early Delta pilots learned, by pushing against the wind, they could take to the skies. It's the promise of the next century of flight, to me, is exhilarating. Just imagine the possibilities. Travel, powered by sustainable energy. Advancements in material science that allow us to better adapt to new environments. Airplanes becoming immersive destinations in themselves. Imagine when journeys won't be measured by distance, but by the potential they unlock. This is the beginning of a new era of travel. So as we take off into our next century, fasten your seatbelts. Our best is yet to come.
So after Delta's special presentation last night, I'm now ready to check out the main part of CES, which largely takes place at the Convention Center as well as the Venetian. But to get all the way up there from the south side of the Strip where I'm staying, we're going to be taking a form of transportation that a lot of Disney fans are very familiar with, the monorail. And while I took the Las Vegas monorail to get to the Convention Center today, another option is the Vegas Loop, which is essentially Teslas inside of an underground tunnel to help you get from point A to B very quickly. You can get for free around the different convention center points, or there's a paid ticket option for a few select resorts like Resorts World, which I had a chance to do last year, and it's pretty cool and very efficient. So this is the Las Vegas Convention Center, which I'd say is the heart of the show, even if it has arteries that expand across the entire strip. Something to know about CES is that it's not a convention like a Comic-Con or even like D23. It's really a trade show. So even though consumer is in the name, it's not really for consumers. In fact, while you might see some booths that appear to have merchandise on sale that you might want to purchase, for the most part, that's not really something you can do. Some of them, there are exceptions, but in most cases, they're trying not to sell to one customer who's here at the show, but trying to get a purchase order from someone who's going to buy thousands and stock them in their stores or sell them online. There's also these large booths that kind of show prototypes of things that they have in the works that might not be available to consumers now or in coming years. It could take a long time before these things actually are ready to come to market. So because of that, it's kind of an interesting experience to really know where to go or what to do. But we're going to take a look around and see what we can find. So I did just have my first brush with Disney at the show here. I spotted some products from iPop and Spinjoy, including a lot of Lilo and Stitch, Nightmare Before Christmas, Winnie the Pooh, as well as some Marvel items. These included some mobile accessories, as well as some fans that could be useful in the parks. So yeah, pretty cool. Apparently you can find these on Amazon, and they also mentioned Kohl's and Dollar General and Five Below as being some other places where you might be able to spot some of these items. To put CES in context for Disney fans, if you think of the old Innoventions at Disneyland, it's kind of like that, where you see demos of emerging technologies or things that exist but might not be readily available yet. You also get vibes of Carousel of Progress, even though it's been 30 years since that last thing was updated.
Not to mention laser discs.
As some of those technologies are still things that are kind of being talked about today.
Everything is automated today, including that.
No privacy at all around this place.
So I took a stroll through the Central and North Halls, where I saw a lot of televisions, smart home devices, none of which were voiced by Katie Seagal as far as I could tell.
I am a mother like no other.
And a lot of AI-powered or other tech mentioning the word AI.
Drop by our open house for the latest Disney Channel original movie, Smart House.
And now we're over in the West Hall, which is all about automobiles.
Looks like they're taking
So earlier I mentioned innovations at Disneyland, so imagine my surprise when I'm walking by the Honda booth and I see Osmo up on the screen. In this case, it's referencing Osmo OS, which is, I guess, part of Honda's smart vehicles. I actually really enjoyed that tiny little Osmo show, and I'm pretty sure you can still see him in Autopia at Disneyland. So I found a couple of really adorable products at that one table. One of them hangs on the side of your bowl and can apparently blow to help cool the food down for you, which could be very useful. The other is just a bag charm that randomly turns its head. It's very cute, very kawaii. Hi. So yesterday, when I was walking down Las Vegas Boulevard, I saw a truck ad go by for a company called Nico, and it happened to have an image of a Disney story on it. So I made sure to go check them out today, and I got to check out their robot and some of the things that it can do. So let's take a look at that.
So Nico is calling.
Hey, you're getting a call.
Yeah.
I'm answering it.
And whatever the camera is looking at, the parent will see because there's a camera. And of course it works on the Wi-Fi. That's you, hello. Yeah. And then we can put it, and you can unplug it, Nico, and you can actually move Nico around while we are connected.
Okay.
You know? So you can then control Nico. You can put Nico left, right, and straight. And it's so fun because in this way your parent will be able to see what the child is doing. Let's play Story Maker. So Story Maker is Nico will prompt you with questions. We're gonna create a story about us going somewhere. Nico will ask us about 7 questions
Time to put
about
on my
it.
big bear mask to turn your idea into a story.
Imagination. Nice. So it's going to be a story about Kyle and Bart.
Do you have an idea on how to begin the story? You can say yes or no.
Yes, we have an idea for it. So theme parks, what kind of stuff you like to see there?
Go on roller coasters, eat
That's
tasty
great.
food.
Right, okay.
What is the story about?
So the story is about two friends, Kyle and Bart, on a roller coaster eating vegan food.
Give me a moment to gather
So,
all the pieces,
that was
and
enough.
then I'll weave them into a fantastic story just for you.
Nico will create a beautiful, like a short audiobook of our imagination.
Nice.
Kyle and Bart, friends who love vegan food, embarked on a thrilling roller coaster ride. As they enjoyed their cauliflower, a strong gust of wind threatened to blow it away. Acting quickly, they caught the flying cauliflower with their mouths, giggling all the while.
Giggling.
Once the cauliflower disappeared, they found themselves in a whimsical tea party with farm animals. Playing a joyful game of hide and seek with pigs, cows, and chickens, the friends laughed and danced in the afternoon sun. With hearts full of happiness, Kyle and Bart bid farewell to their new farm friends and headed home, cherishing the sweet memories of their unique tea party adventure. Bart, did you enjoy creating the story?
Yes, thank you.
So obviously why that story was fun didn't have a lot to do with Disney. The Disney part of it is there are some stories that come in and those are used in the app, and you can also unlock additional premium content using their subscription. It's called Max, not to be confused with HBO Max, but that's $99 a year, and then you get access to all of those Disney stories. There are some from Frozen, Coco, Moana. Looks like a lot of fun, but those actually play on the app and not on the Miko itself, but is all part of the same ecosystem. Those shaking machines reminded me of the Carousel of Progress, so of course I had to get a shot of them. I guess what's old is new again.
I'm causing to lose a few more inches by then, since I'm going to bed dreamboat Wilfred.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Brittany. J'étais au CES avec Kyle de Burbank. My French is so bad.
So those glasses I was wearing are actually caption glasses. It can also do translation. So she was able to speak in French, and I'm able to see basically subtitles on my screen, green at the bottom, and in English, which can be very useful for traveling. Of course, there's also an AI assistant because that's what you gotta do these days. They're launching on Kickstarter soon, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that, no pun intended. But that should be really cool if those are able to grow in functionality, because they look pretty natural. There was an alert on my screen at the time, so it was kind of blocking part of my view. But yeah, for conversations and stuff, it was working pretty well. As I'm walking the show floor, I'm pretty sure I just saw two founders practicing their Shark Tank pitch. Because Shark Tank producers are here, they do look for different startups to come on the show. Because yeah, if you ever watched the show, you could tell that that's exactly what they were doing. Overall, CES is a fun show, but I do find it a bit hard to navigate. You really kind of have to look to be able to find all the good stuff. But regardless, it was fun taking you along with me, and I hope you enjoyed this look around the convention, looking at the different Disney items and non-Disney items alike, all of the robots, all the AI, and especially a little cameo from our friend Osmo. So that's going to do it for this first episode of Laughing Place on Location. For much more, you can be sure to follow us on YouTube. Be sure to ring the bell so you know exactly when we upload new videos or when we go live. And of course, visit laughingplace.com for the latest Disney news and beyond. As for the next episode of On Location, we'll be at the Disneyland Resort checking out the Lunar New Year celebration, so be sure to come back for that. So thanks again for watching, and for Laughing Place on Location, I'm Kyle Burbank. Have a magical day.